Hello, welcome to the land of Kakiak. My name is Laurel and I homeschool my 3 boys using the Robinson curriculum as the base of our education. Today is a prep and chat video. I am prepping for my 5-year-old. He's transitioning between preschool and kindergarten over this summer. It's currently towards the end of May 2023, and so I'm just, because we are year-round homeschoolers, just prepping what I'm planning on using with him through the summer and into next year. Speaking of summer, let's have a chat about summer plans with year-round homeschooling and the Robinson curriculum and how I am going to be spending our summer. What you can't see, because it's on the floor, I'm in my room because I'm printing more stuff downstairs and it's just making too much noise, so I had to bring everything upstairs to prep and chat. Okay, so I've got a comb because I will be comb binding. Got my handy dandy comb binder. I have printed out my notebooks that I am making for my youngest son, and I'll talk a little bit more about those. Scissors. I have to have scissors because, I'll show you, because I am not comb binding on the long edge. I'm comb binding on the short edge. When I bind them, it's going to be too long, so we just cut it off. I also have my planner, and I just pulled out some fresh, I printed off some fresh curriculum sheets to make a quick plan for this summer. Summer, it's about 3 months. Most people let their kids have it off, and there's that dreaded backwards slide, especially with math. So the Robinson curriculum, which is our base curriculum, already addresses this, and it just says just homeschool year round. Okay, we do it in 6 days a week too. I do 6 days a week. I just would say Sunday I try to make it kind of a shorter day, but we still hit our main subjects. Okay, so let's talk about my preschool going into kindergarten transition student. So I'll link these down below so you can see what I mean. I made a previous video when I was making his kindergarten curriculum, but I kind of started using it because he was just kind of ready for the first copybook. And so now he's on to he's going to be moving on to my second copybook. So I think I'm going to start this, and I'll show you the pages on here when it's all done. So the notebooks I'm making, and actually there ended up being 5, or the copybooks. I call them copybooks because a lot of it is just like copying stuff. And we do copy work when they get, you know, into probably like 1st grade, possibly towards the end of kindergarten. So I just kind of have that mindset and, you know, that terminology kind of already in our homeschool. A page like this in every book, and this is a daily sheet. And the first one was just A through Z, and that was to practice with him all the phonics, all the phonemes associated with the 26 letters of the alphabet, and also practicing writing them. So you can trace these, you can try to like hand write it down here, and so it's just a good way to review and then practice, you know. So if we're working, we usually are going to be working left to right, you know. So the first day we will be starting of our new one, we'll be learning the consonant digraph. CK says, it spells k, right? So that's what that is. The next sheet, each notebook is going to have a sheet like this, and it is any like letters that you want to practice more, or letters, or like names, if you want them to practice writing their name. So you write it here, right, for them, and then they write whatever it is that you want to work on there. It could be days of the week, it could be whatever you feel like they're ready for. I designed these, I wanted them to be extremely open-ended, so that whatever you are working on, say your main, let's say your books or your main curriculum, like let's say you're working with maybe alpha phonics, or you're just reading the McGuffey, you know, primer or something like that. You can just follow along. You can like do your reading, or or you could actually, I'm going to probably just be using this as our main curriculum. And then we will be adding in more stuff in September when my official kindergarten year starts. But I think I'm just going to stick to this for now. It's going to be a lot of review and learning mostly new phonics and working on our counting. I feel like he's doing really well, but I don't want to like push too much too early and just let his brain have time, you know, to get to where it needs to be before I try to stuff it full of too much stuff. And I want him to have fun this summer and do lots of water play and stuff like that. Here, another sheet is this one. So this is the second one. The first, my first notebook, copybook, instead of just having a blank page like this, it had numbers like 1 through 30 because I wanted him to practice counting and the one-to-one association, all types of stuff up to 30. So eventually this is going to be, I want by the end of the notebook him able to write all the numbers to 100. So that's the goal, or just, you know, whatever, as far as we get. And I printed out, I made the workbooks 45 days worth if you did reading, writing, and arithmetic, you know, for every day. So that it'd be 45 days worth anyways. But there, I also could do, you know, have him do a number here and like the matching tally marks or something like that. Again, I wanted it to be really open-ended so I could just target whatever skill we were working on. The other math sheet looks like this. So I don't know if he's gonna be ready for it or not. If he's not ready for the math fact family like triangles in this summer, then I will just skip it. Just skip this page. Instead of doing this page, we'll just play one of our number sense math games or one of our magical math. I have my book Magical Math that I've showed you guys before. We'll just do one of those. I have a feeling I just put it in there like just in case somebody else's kid might be ready for it. What I find to be the rub with curriculums, especially in the early years, is that like your kid might be farther ahead in math than they are in their phonics, or farther ahead in their phonics than they are in their math. And when there's just like a set curriculum and it's just a set problems and stuff, it doesn't allow those multiple lines, you know what I mean, to go at their own pace. So yeah, I was trying to make this really open-ended and not like useless, like, oh, you get someplace and you're like, okay, well, they can't do that yet, so like now I have to find something else for math, or like what, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna use this for this summer, and we'll just see how far it goes. If he doesn't get to the math fact family triangles, that's completely fine with me. Like I said, I've got lots of number games and like little math games that I am happy to play, and we'll just get to the triangles whenever we're ready for the triangles. So after we would be doing like phonics and handwriting, you know, number sense, and you know, counting and stuff, math stuff. This would be like our literacy kind of stuff. This is called the Read Me a Story page. It just has a cute little picture of a little girl, her grandpa, and he's reading to her. It just says, read a short story to your child and ask them to tell it back to you. Discuss any interesting points or morals that come up and have them draw something from the story that stood out to them here. So we've been working in, I'll link it down below, it's like my favorite preschool, kindergarten, read aloud, like short, reading comprehend, like it's so good for their reading, or I should say their listening comprehension. Because, you know, like fables and just like really short stories, little fairy tales, they especially ones that they like I've had to read The Three Little Bears in that book like over and over and over because he loves it. But it's fine. I mean, it helps them. They get more out of the story. The more familiar they are with it, the more you can talk to them about it, especially those young ages. They understand it better. And anyways, this is for that. And it's just, I left a big blank spot so he could draw whatever his favorite part was, or the characters, whatever he wanted here, after we've, you know, discussed, after he's narrated back to me what he understood about the story. And I might ask him some questions too. And then this page, it's just kind of, it kind of looks like graph paper, but it was just a completely blank page. I put graph paper on the background. So it's just completely open-ended, whatever you guys are working on. I plan on working on shapes this summer, so I'll probably be using this to say, draw me a square, you know, or something like that. A triangle, a heart, and then when he has those mastered, I'll target some other skill, right? Even if I'm like teaching a song to him, I want him to learn the days of the week song. Do you guys remember this one? The Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then we start again, right? I usually have him do a little clap, then we start again, like that. Want him to start learning his days of the week. But I will probably, when I get to this blank page, I'll probably just write on there, like, worked on days of the week song, or whatever it was. So then when I'm done with this, I will have a nice little, these notebooks make perfect little portfolios or schoolwork sample portfolios. It's all bound together, and I don't have to, like, you know, and I can see the progression, and I can keep it for the records, and it's just nice and neat and tidy. So I also had that in mind when I was designing them. And there are 5, so, and they're progressing through the phonics especially, but I kind of up all of the skills just a little bit, just very gentle, still very open-ended. I've been working on this all weekend. If you can't tell, it's like all in my brain. I'm like very pleased with it. So I'm changing out kindergarten, you know, copybooks that I had in my Etsy store with these. It's basically the same thing. I've just made 5 distinct copybooks, and I've some things like lightened up because, you know, it was showing through on my paper too much. Of course, I always buy the cheapest paper because I print so much. So it's not like I have really heavy paper, so I lightened up some of the, you know, all the black ink and stuff a little bit. So my point is, if you already bought one of these from me, you should be able to go back into your purchases on Etsy, and if you like the new format, re-upload them. And if you have any trouble with that, contact me through Etsy and I'll just email it to you directly. Okay, see, it's a little bit long. Okay, looks like that. Name and whatever year it is. I put a little letter in here to people, so my suggested usage of it. See, I always want it to be opened up so that the like phonics, like writing pages, like the letter pages are together. This is so cute. See, I just have to make, I can never find exactly what I want, you know, on the market, and I just have to make it. I love it. Here's how the counting pages and the math fact triangle page turns out. We'll be using manipulative still and stuff with these, so it makes sense. Here's the read me a story and our open-ended page, and then it just starts over. That's one day. That's one day's worth. I just use cardstock for the front and back. Makes it a little sturdier. Okay. So my other books are printing downstairs. So while that is going, I'm going to think about our summer plans. Nice, clean curriculum page. Start with Bo. I'll start with my, we'll say pre-K to K summer. Subject, so phonics is the big one. We are going to use his copybook to help guide me on that progression, and flashcards, our phonics flashcards. And I'll link those down below for you too, because I made ones that matched everything that was in the copybooks. So number sense, copybook, have some number sense games. I'm gonna call it reading / listening, because he can't read, so he's listening. And so we have, of course, our copybook, 2 for that, and our fairy tales. That's it. That's my summer plan for him. So next is Will. So he's going between grade 2 to grade 3. Summer 2023. Oh, I should have put on here Bible. I'm still doing Bible. We always do that. And I'm still reading through Leading Little Ones to God with Beauregard. So for Will, reading, so he's almost through the McGuffey's second eclectic reader, the revised edition, and the copy work for that. So when we do that, finish that, I mean, it should be the next few weeks, then that's when I'll start his summer curriculum. And I am just going to let him read off of the book list. So off of the RC book list, or I have a bunch of Magic Treehouse books that he's been reading in his free time, his free reading time. And so I may just let him read all of those this summer, because they're short and he reads them very quickly. So they're obviously a good match for his reading level. So I want to take it down. I want to get, I want to give him time for his brain to just kind of grow and develop, and before we start the 3rd reader next year, and copy work for that. So we're going to say RC list and Magic Treehouse books. And I'm actually not going to make him do any reading assignments with it over the summer. He just gets to read and just tell me about it when he's done. For writing, I'm going to focus on shoring up sentence writing with him this summer. So I have some sentence writing materials that I'm going to use with him. Math is easy. He's just going to continue to work on his triangle math for multiplication and division. I foresee him working on that over the summer. And Bible, I'm assuming we're still working our way through How to Study Your Bible by Kay Arthur. Him and Everett are both doing that, so we'll just continue that. How to Study Your Bible. I don't know if we'll start the next one, if we'll take a break and he'll just join me with Bo for reading or Leading Little Ones to God. Yeah, I can't foresee that far in the future quite yet. Last, we will probably continue to do The Good and the Beautiful History Year 2, because we're kind of we just started again a new unit, because we go back and forth between science and history. So we'll just finish out our unit this summer for The Good and the Beautiful, and that's really that's like a no stress subject, so, and the kids enjoy it, and we only do it 3 times a week. Another plan, another summer curriculum plan is born. My oldest is Everett, and he is going between grade 6 to grade 7. Easy. Reading is it's just going to be the RC list or my book list. You know, I mash it up with the Easy Peasy readers. So we're just going to continue on the RC/Easy Peasy book list. Again, am I going to give him any reading assignments? I don't think so. I don't think I'll give him any reading assignments with it, except for the vocabulary. I do have him we still are using those vocabulary bookmarks for the RC books. So if there's one for that, he'll have a vocab test at the end of it, because he just reads the words every day before he starts his reading, and then he just takes a vocab test at the end. So yes, I'll just have him do a vocab test over the summer. Okay, writing. I'm just gonna have him continue on in his writing and rhetoric series, and that's going really well. We just set a timer for an hour. He just works in the book for an hour, and then we discuss when he's done. I think I'm going to just let spelling and vocabulary, like our other spelling and vocabulary outside of the RC lists, vocab lists, I'm just gonna pause those for the summer. Math is easy. He's just gonna continue on in his Saxon math, just 1 lesson a day. And Bible and history, same as William, because we do those together as a family anyways. Okay, last one. That's it. Okay, so today was a really productive day. We went to church, I taught Sunday school, I wrapped up my copybooks for the Etsy store. I have printed and bound one so far for Bo. I have simplified our curriculum for the summer months and recorded that plan for myself. And now, it turned out it was raining this morning. It's like a completely beautiful day, so I think I'm gonna go try to spend some time outside. Okay, happy homeschooling.